By the looks of my watch, it's officially grave time. Today I'm in Sutter Creek, California, which is located in Amador County. There I was doing some research on a haunted location when my eyes caught a sign that said museum. So I walked towards it, and it happened to be a general store museum. I walked in, and the older gentleman there by the name of Larry Becker was eager to tell me the story. Now, FYI, he's a low talker, and periodically you'll hear someone in the background using a table saw, which doesn't help the interview all that great, but it's still some great piece of history, and I hope you enjoyed this video.
My name is Larry Becker. This is the Monteverde General Store, Sutter Creek, California. Store opened in 1898, closed in 1971. It was operated by the same family for the same period of time. Mr. Monteverde Sr. came from Genoa, Italy, about 1850, worked in the minefield, saved his money, and opened the store. When he opened the store, he had 4 sons, 3 daughters. Mr. Monteverde died in 1918, and the 4 sons were not interested in the store. One had a trucking company, 2 was the import-export business. John, the oldest, he was assistant chairman of the board for Bank of Italy, which became Bank of America. So the mother and the 3 girls took over running the store. The youngest daughter worked part-time at one of the mines as a bookkeeper, and the other 2 helped the mother in the store. The mother was set in old country traditions, such as the girls could not marry until the oldest daughter married first. She never did, so the other 2 girls were never allowed to get married. The mother died in the 1940s. By that time, the girls thought they were too old to get married. They were in their late 50s, so none of them ever got married. Most of the merchandise you see up there is not the original.
Okay.
When they closed the store in 1971, it just sat here until 1990. When they reopened, most of the merchandise deteriorated, fell apart, or was thrown away. The merchandise you see now is merchandise that has been donated, and it's mostly from the 1950s. Back then, when you bought your groceries, you told the clerk what you wanted. They filled the order for you, got it all ready for you. Also, you charged your groceries and paid once a month. This is one of our ledgers here. The daughter that worked in the mine was a bookkeeper. They think she did this.
Okay.
The scale here is a 1927 model. The last surviving sister put this sign up in 1971, but she never reopened the store. Her health was bad, and she lived another 4 or 5 years. When she died, she left the store to the city to be used only as a museum. Some of the stuff, old stuff, buttermilk coming in a wax carton. This may have been during World War II when glass and stuff was hard to get, so they used paper cartons. This is ivory soap. Back then it was a coarse bar. Snowdrift and spry is the same thing as Crisco. Crisco is the #1 seller. Spry is out of business. Snowdrift is still there. Also back then, stores would give out free recipes to their shoppers to encourage them to buy. Most of the merchandise you see up there is from the 1950s because it's all been donated to replace most of the original. When the store was built, it was out by itself. Nothing around it. This is the Monteverde family here. This was probably taken 1917, 1918, because Mr. Monteverde Sr. is in the picture, but he died in 1918. The four sons are listed with their wives, John Jr., James, Joseph, and Louis. But in the family portrait, Mrs. Monteverde listed the daughters as James, son number 2, and wife, name unknown. Joseph and wife, number 3 son, name unknown. She did not approve of her daughter-in-laws. She tolerated her oldest daughter-in-law because they lived in Sacramento. He was the banker. So she tolerated them. This is a grocery ad from Thanksgiving, 1950. If you notice, 39 cents for hams. Tomato soup with 7 cans for $1. Crisco was 39 cents. All that stuff was dirt cheap back then. This is a refrigerator, approximately 1950. We opened this about 6 years ago. We plugged this in, and it still ran.
Wow.
Since 1950, it's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, it definitely is. Back when things were made really well, you know?
This is our medical department. Probably number 1 seller was Castro Auto. You've heard about pickle barrels in stores. This is a pickle barrel.
Oh, wow.
It was full of brine, pickles. Everybody reached in and got a pickle, so it was real sanitary. This is Mr. Monteverde Sr. again. Typewriter back here is 1928, 1932, we're not sure. That's an older one. Over this side of the store, this is a shopping cart from a grocery store. It's probably in the 30s.
Oh, wow.
This is quartz from the mines. This is an ice box here. Ice in the top, stuff in the bottom. We're not sure if it belonged to the family or not. We have photos of a store, and it does not show the ice box. It was the oldest Monteverde sister. Miners worked in the mines. This is the type of shoe they wore, because the floors were slick. This is what the store looked like in 1920. You can see floor-to-ceiling merchandise all the way back.
It's actually quite interesting to see an American flag displayed in a grocery store, because you don't see that nowadays.
Those are 48
unless it's
stars
4th of July or
Yeah.
Veterans Day, Memorial
Those are
Day.
48 stars and stripes. We're going to take them down and clean them, but they're so readily touched.
Oh, okay.
These are stoves from the 20s. We do not have a price range. Also, this is a wash machine from the 1890s. You work the handle back and forth and wash the clothes.
Old Faithful.
And that was a week's salary back then. Before Amazon, this is Montgomery Ward, 1922.
Oh, nice.
Anything you wanted, they had. Back then, they could not do the pictures electronically, so all the pictures were hand-drawn, then sent to the printer. But they had anything you wanted. Furniture, clothing, medicine, guns, toys. I think people would mail the order to Montgomery Ward in Chicago. They'd receive it in about 30 days. Small items came to the post office. Large items went to the railroad station. There was no home delivery. It was yours. Like I said, anything you wanted, they had.
Yeah, that's
Roughly
for sure.
the same thing as Sears. Now, most people do not realize that Sears sold a prefab house. They sold a prefab house from 1948 to 1950. You ordered it and it was shipped to you by the railroad. You just assembled it. Also, from 1953 to 1955, Sears sold a car. It was called an Allstate. It was built by Kaiser Motors, which was a big company back in the 50s. Kaiser Motors had a compact called the Henry J, which was the same thing as the Allstate. But after 2 years, Sears and Kaiser got in a dispute about the money, so Kaiser said, that's it, no more cars, and no more parts. And that was the end of that.
Wow.
That's about the history I have in the store.
What's one of your favorite items in here?
That old scale.
The old scale.
Now, the cash register and the coffee grinder disappeared while the store was closed. Nobody knows what happened to it.
Oh, wow.
They know the cashier is one of those big old chrome ones he cranked.
Yeah.
So we assumed it's probably in somebody's basement somewhere. 'Cause like I said, the store was closed for almost 20 years, and the locks were not very secure. You could shake the door and it come open.
Wow.
Also, Sutter Creek was a logging camp for John Sutter before gold was discovered. He had a crew up here 3-4 years before gold was discovered. Excuse me, cutting lumber. Gold was discovered in Coloma, January 1848. Here, gold was discovered up the road about a mile and a half in late 1848, maybe October, November. And it was discovered by the son of a wealthy rancher. His name was Juan Amador.
Oh.
That's why it's Amador City in Amador County.
Interesting. So I was wondering where the name Amador came from.
And somebody said in Spanish, Amador means lover.
Interesting. Huh.
Hope that answers your questions for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Thank you so much to Larry Becker and to all those in Sutter Creek, California, keeping the General Store Museum alive. Keeping history alive this day and age is more important than ever before. Not just for the sake of what happened yesterday, but for the next generation. And that's why I continue to do Grave Time. And I appreciate all of you who watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. And for those of you who are watching this for the first time, please feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be in the loop of the next Grave Time adventure. Until next time, God bless you all and have a wonderful day. Bye.